I almost felt guilty watching the Buffalo Bills' 13-7 overtime victory over the Indianapolis Colts in a sports bar in cold Florida while there was a blizzard in New Era Field. Almost. By cold in Florida, I mean 60 degrees. Still, I was dealing with less than ideal conditions because people watching in a sports bar tend to be loud. So thank heavens for closed captioning. Jerry Sullivan, Shadow's big day keeps Bills on sound footing. It enabled me to better understand all the adjectives CBS play-by-play man Sparrow Dedes, analyst Adam Archuleta and sideline reporter Steve Tasker were tossing out like snowballs about the game being played in near blizzard conditions. The weather was so bad it's a wonder a winter hockey classic didn't break out. Working under less than ideal circumstances, the announcers and the CBS production crew performed admirably. Normally, a sideline reporter is rarely seen or heard, but Tasker may have sent a record for appearances by a sideline reporter in one game. It was an ideal day for the former Bills star to spout his expertise about playing in the stadium now called New Era Field. Tasker started strong by noting before kickoff that the game was being played in the worst conditions he's seen in his 30 years in Western New York as a former Bill who stayed here as a broadcaster and advertising pitchman. Some of Tasker's predictions were as accurate as Buffalo weather forecasters were earlier last week, even if they were logically based. He predicted that the game might end in 90 minutes because both teams would rely on rushing the ball, that every possession would be four-down territory because teams wouldn't risk punting, that neither team probably would try to kick a field goal or extra point because of the conditions, and that the Colts Hall of Fame kicker Adam Vinatieri had a close to impossible task to kick a 43-yard heroic extra point that tied the game, 7-7. Nathan Peterman attempts a pass in snow up to his ankles Sunday in New Era Field. James P. McCoy / Buffalo News. But hey, they seemed like the right calls at the time. They just didn't end up being right. Dedes had a decent game as a broadcaster and a part-time meteorologist. He wasn't required to tell viewers where the ball was, since it was tough to see the sideline markers. CBS used a small graphic to do that. He also wasn't required to get too excited because there weren't too many exciting plays in a game both teams played not to lose. To his credit, he did get excited on Sean McCoy's winning touchdown run and otherwise when needed. He wasn't Don Paul or Kevin O'Connell in the meteorological department, but Dedes did a decent job explaining lake effect snow to the 4% of the nation that CBS was sending the game. Archuleta was opinionated, always a bonus for any analyst. He questioned why the Colts waited until late in the game to look for star wide receiver T.Y. Hilton. He also questioned the time management of Bills coach Sean McDermott before the half and McDermott's decision to punt on a 4th down and 1 yard to go inside Colts territory with only about 4 minutes left in overtime. It was almost universally derided by sports writers on Twitter and fans in the stadium even after it worked out.